Okay, hello. My name is John Ray, and I am going to play on my bagpipe practice chanter here, the Regimental March of the Seaforth Highlanders, Caberfay. Now, next to me, my piping hat, my great-grandfather, my mother's father, was a lieutenant in the 5th Seaforth Highlanders and served with Mackintosh. And he was from Golspie, which was the headquarters of the 5th Seaforths. So this is my grandfather's 5th Seaforth song per badge that I still wear. I have the little silver feather that goes on an officer's badge, but I don't wear that because it's fragile. So I have this sitting next to me, which I think is very fitting. And a dram from Brora. Cheers.
Cheers, John. Sláinte. Sláinte. And that was lovely. Thank you very much. Sorry about the difficulties we had about the sound. Okay, well, we're going to make a start then. I'm just going to introduce our event. This is the 132nd anniversary of you and Alan Mackintosh's birthday, and our third birthday event to commemorate him and to celebrate him. This idea really arose out of, and it's so nice to have Colin Campbell with us, because Colin and I spent 3 years of our lives working on a project to commemorate Mackintosh and setting up a website and holding events around about during the 100th anniversary of the First World War, and in particular of the Battle of Cambrai in 1917, where Mackintosh was killed just 10 odd days. Also my own maternal great uncle. Another typical battle where a dollop of land was exchanged on both sides, and thousands of men were killed. But we particularly want to remember and celebrate Mackintosh today, whose life was tragically cut short by the First World War. A poet of enormous quality, and I think Colin and I both feel that he had the same kind of quality, in fact, other qualities, his focus on people, that Wilfred Owen had, but does not have the same degree of recognition yet in Britain and also in Scotland. Colin and Rosalind, who we will be hearing from during the session, will co-wrote a book called Can't Shoot a Man with a Cold, with all of the known poems that Mackintosh had written. So it's nice to have you with us. Okay, so that's probably enough for me. Derek, I'm going to pass over to yourself, and Derek is going to read us a poem. Thank you. Derek, you'll need to unmute to speak to us.
Right, I found this poem somewhere or other, and it appealed to my sense of humour, but it does get the message over, I think. It's The Charge of the Light Brigade, brought up to date. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward. That is, unless some damned airman has blundered. If the map isn't right, we'll be a funny sight. So as they tramped along, officers pondered, while with the equipment hung, curses on every tongue, slouched the 600. Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. And, what was twice as bad, our gunners never had strafed that machine gun lad. I always wondered if our old barrage could be half as bloody good as the staff said it would. Was there a man dismayed? Yes, they were damned afraid, loathing both shot and shell, into the mouth of hell, sticking it pretty well, slouched the 600. Through the barrage they passed, men falling thick and fast, till the machine gun blast smote them to lying, down in the grass a bit, or over the roar of it. Officers yelled were hit, dropped and lay dying. Then the retreat began. Every unwounded man staggered or crawled or ran back to the trench again, while on the broken plain, dead and untroubling, wounded and wondering what help the night would bring, lay the 600. That's it.
Thank you, Derek. Well done. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to pause now.
Before the Summer, written at Cambrai in 1916. When our men are marching lightly up and down, when the pipes are playing through the little town, I see a thin line swaying through wind and mud and rain, and the broken regiments come back to rest again. Now the pipes are playing, now the drums are beat, now the strong battalions are marching up the street. But the pipes will not be playing, and the bayonets will not shine, when the regiments I dream of come stumbling down the line. Between the battered trenches their silent dead will lie, quiet, with grave eyes staring at the summer sky. There is a mist upon them, so that I cannot see the faces of my friends that walk the little town with me. Lest we see a worse thing than it is to die, live ourselves and see our friends cold beneath the sky. God grant we to be lying there in wind and mud and rain, before the broken regiments come stumbling back again.
So I'm going to read The Last Meeting from 1915. Last time you met me shadowed white, a very queen for stateliness, and all the jewels of the night were tangled in your ivory dress. Your eyes were strange, your lovely smile, as though we never met before. I saw you such a little while, who shall not see you evermore. God knows the gates were strong between, but still my trumpet might have blown, had you not looked so great a queen, had I but seen you all alone. But there we sat the dinner through, and talked like strangers of the war. I only spoke an hour with you, who now shall speak with you no more. Maybe I waited over long. You spoke no word to tell me so. Perhaps the gates might be too strong for any blast that I could blow. Ah, well, it hardly matters now. My whispering ghost drifts through the rain. The shroud of death is at my brow. I shall not come to you again.
The poem that Rosalind read before the summer ends with the words, God grant we to be lying there in wind and mud and rain before the broken regiments come stumbling back again. He's anticipating a future in which he will not be alive. And also he's consumed by survivor's guilt, we would call it now. And writing from Cambridge much later on, when he had a really cushy, good job in which he could have stayed for the rest of time, or the rest of the war, he wrote from home, Cambridge. And I'll read the last two verses. Here there is ease and comfort for me, a warm, soft bed and a good roof o'er me. Here maybe there is fame before me, honour and fame for all I know. But I am seeing the thick rain falling, seeing the tired patrols out crawling, the dead men's voices are calling, calling, and I must rise and go. Back to the trench that I see so clearly, back to the fight I can see so nearly, back to the friends that I love so dearly. The dead men lying amid the dew, the droning sound of the great shells flying, filth and honour and pain and dying. Dead friends of mine, oh cease your crying, for I come back to you. Survivor's guilt took him back, as it says in the last lines of Sylvia, but you'll forgive me yet, dear lass, because of what you know. I can look my dead friends in the face as I couldn't 2 months ago.
Thank you, Colin. So up next we should have our dear friend Gwenelle Gauvin in France, and she was going to read a poem, but unfortunately I think she's having trouble with connectivity. It's one of the advantages, I suppose, of pre-recording. So I think up next we're going to have me. Okay. So I'm going to sing. So quite unusually for a war poet, Mackintosh wrote a number of parodies set to songs which the troops would have known at the time. So I'm going to sing a rather unexpectedly jolly song about the bombers going out and not coming back, which is 4 and 20 bombers to the tune of the ball at Kirriemuir. 4 and 20 bombers gaed out frae La Bressel, and only ane came back again, remarking it was hell. Oh, wild date the next time, wild date the new, the lads that did it last time, Kennedy knew. We bombed him for 4 hours until we had to stop, and then there was our orders upon the crater top. Oh, what do the next time, what did the new, the lads that did it last time, Kennedy knew. Say, here's to the Kaiser, and say, here's to the Kaiser, we'll soon his blood. If we canna throw a line, we can aye buzz a dud. So well did the next time, well did the new, the lads that did it last time, Kennedy knew. There we go. One of his, I think about a dozen or 14 parodies. I know a couple of them. Okay, so I think we've, since we don't have Gwenelle, joining us. Unfortunately, we have reached the moment for another round of playing from John. I'm just going to pause the recording a moment.
Okay, my closing tune is going to be Healing Laddie. Although Mackintosh maybe wasn't a Healing Laddie, I always got the impression he'd have quite liked to have been. And Healing Laddie is, of course, the regimental quick march for many Scottish regiments. I'll even stand up.
Thank you, John. That was, as usual, fantastic, and the audio quality was superb. So I'd like to thank everyone who's come this evening to contribute, to be here with us, to read a poem, to sing a song, to play a tune, to read, and I'd also like to say thank you to those who would love to have been here, but haven't been able to make it. Particularly, we have greetings sent to for you all from Gwenelle Gauvin in France, but also Charles Cleverly and Jacob Rabinowitz and Bob Shanks and anyone else I might have forgotten have all expressed their interest and good wishes for this evening. So thank you all so much. I'm going to close now and put up the last slide.